If you are running Google Ads for a 7 or 8 figure brand, or even a smaller brand, you need to make sure that you are not making this mistake, or you will be losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in new customer acquisition every single month. Now, I'm going to walk you through this exact mistake that I saw in an account that I was auditing and how they were missing out on millions of dollars in new customer acquisition due to a very, very simple problem. So this is the new customer acquisition mistake that was bleeding an 8-figure brand dry every month. As you can see, the results looked insane from the outside. They looked really, really good, right? You can see 78K spend, 672K revenue. It looks like a perfect account with a really good return. But if you go into Triple Whale, you can see the new customer ROAS was abysmal, right? 0.05 new customer ROAS. That is absolutely shocking, right? It's never going to work and never going to produce any growth in your business. So what could possibly cause this at such a high level of spend and revenue, right? This is not just branded over Alliance. This is a semi-sophisticated account. So it's not just like a single PMAX campaign with all kind of branded targeting, which is what you'd initially expect based on these results. But the answer was actually overly restrictive TROAS goals. So this is a little bit niche and needs a little bit more theory to fully understand why, but I'll explain you exactly why this was happening and why the TROAS figures were causing this issue. So as you can see, they had a very, very high TROAS in the account, 850%, which, you know, was kind of reasonable given the results because that 850 was being met by this specific campaign in the account, you know, 78K spend, 672 returned. Clearly, this 850 wasn't that crazy as a goal to hit, but there was an issue not just with hitting the goal, right? Google was able to hit this goal and spend a decent amount of the campaign budget, not the full budget, but a fairly good chunk. So like the TROAS at this point wasn't really limiting the campaign. It looked really good. It looked like it was getting the right return. It was bringing the right customers in. However, excessive TROAS goals cause a few major issues. If you have a really high target ROAS, what you're doing is you're telling Google to acquire the highest intent customers possible. So Google's going to go out and search basically all of your data, all the past data and conversion data in your account and go, okay, what is the best customer that I can find to target and who are they and what's like the best group I can target to get the highest return for this campaign, right? The highest return on ad spend. And when it goes out and does that, it's inevitably going to find your existing customers because your highest intent customers are naturally going to be people who have already purchased from you. And Google knows this. Google knows that the people who are most likely to purchase from you are people who have already purchased from you before, unless of course you're a one-time purchase store, but this store in particular was something where you can kind of repurchase items. So your highest intent customers are naturally going to be ones who already trust you, they've already bought from you, and they've already signaled to Google, hey, I like this store, I want to buy from it again. So what this means is Google will target only existing customers and you'll see really good in-platform returns, but no new customers. Because once again, even though you're not targeting branded traffic and not targeting specific searches for your brand, you're telling Google, find the most likely people to purchase from me and they're going to be your customers. So it's only going to target your existing customers, even if they're searching for non-branded terms, right? Even if they're searching for a general term for your store that just describes your product, it's still only going to show your ads to existing customers because they're your highest intent audiences and because they can get you a high ROAS. And you'll see really, really good in-platform returns. Like you can see here, it looks fantastic from the outside, but no new customers. And as we all know, you cannot grow a business without acquiring new customers. It's literally impossible. Even if you have a repurchasing store, the best you can hope for is that none of your customers ever churn and you just get a consistent return month on month, right? You cannot grow any bigger if you're not acquiring new customers. So that was a major, major issue. But there can be other issues that cause this problem too. TROAS isn't the only way to fix this problem. If you are seeing a really low new customer ROAS in your campaigns, here are some things you can do to fix it. First of all, just ensure you aren't loading excessive amounts of spend into branded traffic unknowingly. This is definitely the most common explanation for some results like this in most Google Ads accounts. It's just that users or whoever's managing the account will have a PMAX campaign or a search campaign or a shopping campaign that's targeting branded traffic when it's not meant to be, or they just have a really high spend on branded traffic, which is pretty hard to do, to be honest. But more often than not, it is just a PMAX campaign unknowingly targeting branded traffic. You can check this by going into your Insights tab on the left on your PMAX campaign and looking at search terms and search insights. It'll give you some insights into what traffic you're targeting. If you see your brand name there, bad news. You need to make sure you exclude it with negative keywords and brand exclusions. Same thing in shopping, same thing in search. Make sure you aren't targeting branded traffic unless it's in a branded campaign and you're fully aware of your spend and your return on branded traffic. Next up, you can use the customer acquisition settings to your advantage. This is a little bit of a niche one that honestly I don't see used in very many accounts, but it can be really, really helpful. So if you go into your campaign settings, just under the click the campaign and then click the settings cog, you'll see this window here called customer acquisition. And what you can do is you can tell Google to bid higher for new customers. So if you want to really focus on new customer acquisition, like we were here, you can tell Google, hey, we want you to value a new customer at $15 more than a regular customer, right? So if, for example, your average order value is $159, for example, you tell Google, hey, I want you to value a new customer at $15 more than its average value, which means that Google is going to naturally lean towards these higher value customers, and these high value customers are new customers, right? And then also new customers high value is another one here where it basically tries to target those new customers with a higher value, the higher conversion value. And then there is one more way as well that you can, I will also mention, you can also select to only bid for new customers. This is dubious whether it actually is only new customers. Google doesn't have a perfect data set of your customers to know. Even if you give it a customer list, it's still not going to be absolutely perfect. But if you set this and you want to go full new customer acquisition mode, it will definitely help you. It'll give you a benefit over this setting here. But just be careful when you use it and don't trust Google to report accurately that everyone's a new customer, because it's probably unlikely. All right, number 3. You can utilize brand exclusions and audience exclusions where possible. Now, as I mentioned, you want to make sure that you aren't accidentally spending on branded traffic and PMAX search and shopping campaigns. And that's where brand exclusions come in the PMAX campaigns. Make sure you're excluding your brand. You're not bidding on it in any sense, and you're trying not to show it to anyone who has intent for your brand. And then you also can use audience exclusions under your shopping campaigns and I believe your search campaigns as well. It's under the audiences tab on the left. There'll be a drop down called audiences and keywords, I believe. Drop that down and you'll see the audiences tab on the left when you selected your campaign. You have the opportunity in this tab to add some exclusions. And what you want to do in here is essentially just add an exclusion list of your entire customer list. So just go to Shopify, download your entire customer list, upload it to Google as a audience list, and then add it in as an exclusion here. And that should prevent you from targeting all those people on shopping and search ads. Again, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good. It's a lot better than doing nothing at all. So those are some of the things you can do to improve your new customer acquisition. This is a really important topic for big brands. Small brands, it's not as important because most of the customers you're targeting are new. But when you get to that 7-8 figure size, it's really, really important that you don't just get stuck in this kind of constant loop of retargeting the same people. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a new customer rise like this, which nobody wants because it means you're not growing your business and you're just spending money to acquire the same people over and over again, and you're burning through cash. So I hope you guys found this helpful, especially big brand owners out there. If you need any help with Google Ads, if you want some more advice on new customer acquisition, if you want some high-level strategy and someone to make sure that your ads are being run correctly and you're maximizing your return and your new customer acquisition, please feel free to book a call with me down below using the link in the description. I would absolutely love to help you scale up your ads. We have helped scale up many, many brands. This one in particular actually is already on the rise with new customer rise. I've seen after some changes being made very recently, the new customer ROAS is very steadily improving, which is awesome to see. So if you're in a similar situation, I'd love to help you. But that's all from me today. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.